Hello students, today we are going to discuss the topic Kirchhoff's laws from current electricity. Now, to state Kirchhoff's laws, we have two Kirchhoff's laws here. One is called Kirchhoff's current law, written by KCL. Kirchhoff's current law states that the algebraic sum of all the currents meeting at a junction is 0. It states that the algebraic sum of all the currents meeting at a junction is 0. First of all, let us say what is junction. In case of an electric circuit, let us suppose that this is an electric circuit consisting of few resistors, battery, as shown here. Let us name the points as A, B, C, D, E, F here. Say this is battery of EMF E1, this is the battery of EMF E2, this is resistor R1, R2, R3, and so on. Here in this circuit, point B is called the junction, where more than 3 branches meet. This is the branch E, F, A, B. This is the branch E, B, and this one is also the branch E, D, C, B. Where the more than 3 branches will meet, 3 branches or more than 3 branches, where they will meet is called a junction. Here E is also called the junction because here also 1, 2, and 3 branches are meeting. This is not the junction. Here at point A, current will move from F to A and then from A to B. There is no change in it, so this is not the junction. C is also not the junction, D is also not the junction, F is also not the junction. It is B and E in this circuit which we are calling the junction. So, Kirchhoff's current law is only applicable to junctions where sum of algebraic currents meeting is equal to 0. Now, let us apply this law to the junction A formed by the branches as shown like this. Let us suppose that in this branch I1 current is coming towards the junction, I2 current is leaving the junction, I3 is in, and I4 is into. Now, while applying the Kirchhoff's current law to junction A, here first of all we have to go for the sign convention. The sign convention in this case we can assume incoming currents to be taken as positive and outgoing currents as negative. That means the currents which are coming towards the junction are taken as positive, and the currents which are leaving the junction, just like A2, are taken as negative. Coming towards the junction, positive. Going away from the junction, negative. Now, let us apply the law here now. Algebraic sum of all these currents meeting at a junction is 0, means summation of all the currents is equal to 0. Here the currents are I1, I2, I3, I4. Out of all these currents, I1 current is incoming, so we are taking it as positive. I2 current is outgoing current, we are taking it as negative. I3 is the outgoing current, we are taking it negative. I4 is incoming, we are taking it as positive. Therefore, when we are making the algebraic sum of all these currents, I1, which is positive, plus I2, which is negative, plus I3, which is negative, and I4, which is equal to 0. This is what the KCL belongs to. Sum of all the currents, algebraic sum of all the currents meeting at a junction is 0. Or from this equation, I can write it like this: I1 plus I4 is equal to negative currents I will take on the other side. I will have I2 plus I3. Now, if we will see here, I1 and I4 are the incoming currents, I2 and I3 are the outgoing currents. Here, I can say incoming currents is equal to outgoing currents. That is, at a junction, the sum of all the incoming currents is equal to the outgoing currents. In other words, we can say the first law, Kirchhoff's current law, like this also, that algebraic sum of incoming currents is equal to the algebraic sum of outgoing currents. This is what the first law is. Now, let us have one example here. Let us suppose that I have a junction here at point A and the branches like this. Another junction at B having branches like this. Let us suppose that here 10 ampere of current is coming towards the junction A. From this, 2 ampere of current is coming towards the junction A. Here 5 ampere is leaving the junction B, and 1 ampere is also leaving the junction B, as shown. Now, what we are going to do here is, we are going to find the current in the branch AB. IAB is equal to what? And in this branch, let us call this as BC. IBC is equal to what? We have to find the currents in the branches AB and BC. In order to find the current in the branch AB, we are going to apply the Kirchhoff's current rule at point A. The Kirchhoff's current rule at point A states that the sum of incoming currents, that is current through this branch plus current through this branch, should be equal to the outgoing currents. There is only one branch, so the current through this will be, that is IAB here will be equal to 10 plus 2, because these two are incoming, so there must be outgoing current also at junction A, which is IB equal to sum of these two currents. That is, current through the branch AB is 12 ampere. Now, to calculate the current through the branch BC at junction B, here again we are going to apply Kirchhoff's current rule. we stated that sum of incoming current is equal to the sum of outgoing currents. So here the incoming current is IAB, outgoing current is 5 ampere and 1 ampere. And here in this branch IBC, we can say the current is outgoing, because incoming is 12 here, what we have got in the previous one, and here the outgoing is 5 and outgoing is 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. So here also the outgoing current can be obtained like this. IAB, that is incoming, is equal to sum of outgoing currents 5 plus 1 plus IBC. Here IAB is 12 equal to 6 plus IBC, or IBC is equal to 12 minus 6 is 6 ampere answer. So this is how we can apply the KCL. But students, this Kirchhoff's current law also states us that at the junction no charge is stored there. That is, the current law is based on conservation of charge. As we have studied in electrostat that electric charge is conserved. So we can apply that also here. How much charge is coming from this side and this side will have to leave the junction at the same time. That means there is no charge stored at the junction. That is why we are saying that KCL, that is Kirchhoff's current law, is based on conservation of electric charge, as no charge is stored at the junction. So this is what we have from the Kirchhoff's current law. Now the second one is Kirchhoff's voltage law, or KVL, also called KVL. All we have to go for the sign convention. Here, let us first of all understand the sign convention used here. Let us suppose that we have here a battery of voltage, say V. This end is the negative terminal of the battery and this one is the positive terminal of the battery. Let us call this point as A and this point as B. Now, if we will move from A to B, we are going to state certain conventions which we will help to solve the Kirchhoff's voltage law. The first one is, let us take a battery of V volts between the points A and B, and if we will move from A to B, as the battery terminal here is positive, here is negative, we are moving towards the decreasing potential. So this voltage V will be taken at that instant negative, as you are moving from A to B. Now, if the battery is as it is between the points A and B, this is negative terminal, this is positive terminal of the battery of value V, and our motion is from B to A. If we are moving like this, our motion is in this direction, there we are moving in the increasing potential. At that instant of time, we have to take the voltage V as positive. This is the sign convention used for the battery. Now, here one thing you should also remember, that irrespective of the current, whether the current is going from A to B or from B to A, here the current either from A to B or B to, irrespective of the current, we are using this sign convention. Because we know here in case of a battery, This is the negative terminal, this is the positive terminal. When we are moving from A to B, we are going in the direction of decreasing potential, and when we are moving from B to A, we are going in the direction of increasing potential. So here decreasing potential, negative V, increasing potential, plus V. In the second case, when we have the resistors, let us suppose that between the points A and B, there is a resistor R. Between points A and B, I have connected a resistor R. Let us suppose that current here, in this case, current flows from A to B. When the current flows from A to B and our motion is also from A to B, then the voltage drop in this resistor, which is IR, by using Ohm's law, as you know, I into R is the voltage drop in this resistor. Now, whether this voltage drop is taken as positive or negative will be decided as we have decided here, whether we are moving towards the increasing potential or we are moving towards the decreasing potential. Let us see here. Here at this end of the resistor, current enters, and at this end, current leaves. As we know, current always flows from high potential to low potential. So the point where it enters the resistor is taken as positive, high potential, and at this point where the current leaves the resistor is taken as low potential, that is negative. That means where current enters is positive, where it leaves is negative. Here, if this is positive potential, higher potential, this is negative potential, lower potential, we are moving from A to B, that means in the direction of current we are moving. When we are moving from A to B in the direction of current, there is a voltage drop. We are going in the direction of decreasing potential. So if we are going in the direction of decreasing potential, then the potential drop IR will be taken as negative. And in the other case, let us suppose that the same resistor is connected between A and B. Current is flowing from A and B also. And we are moving from B to A now. As we know, where current enters is taken as positive, where it leaves is taken as negative. That means this is the high potential, this is low potential. This time we are moving from B to A, that means low potential to high potential. The voltage drop in this resistor at that instant, that is IR, is taken as positive. So this is the sign convention which we are going to use. That means while moving from high potential to low potential, there is a voltage drop that will be taken as negative, and when we are moving from low to high potential, there is a increase in voltage, we are taking that much voltage as positive, whether it is IR or V. Okay. Now, let us use the same sign convention in order to explain Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's voltage law states that the algebraic sum of all the EMFs plus the product of current and resistances in a closed loop, product of current and resistances in a closed loop is 0. First of all, let us see what do we mean by the closed loop. EMF is, as you know, electromotive force, and current and product of current and resistance is also the voltage drops in the resistors. But first of all, let us see what the closed loop is. Again, let us consider an electrical circuit like this. Let us suppose that this is point A, point B, C, D, E, F. Let us have another resistor here also. Call this resistor as R1, R2. Say this is cell of EMF E1. This is R3, R4, R5, R6, cell of EMF E2. Now this is a complete electric circuit where there are two cells of EMFs E1 and E2 and the resistors R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6. Now First of all, let us see what is branch. Branch is that part of the circuit where current remains same. Branch of an electrical circuit is that part where current remains same. So in this circuit, let us suppose that current flows here like this. I will call this current as I, which goes here. At this point, the current will get divided. Suppose here current goes I1, here I2, here let us say it is I3. I3 will follow this path, I2 will follow this path, the two will get combined. The current here will be I2, I3. I am using KCL, Kirchhoff's current law, first law, at every point. Now, here current I1, here current I2 and I3 is coming to this point. The sum of these three will be again I, which goes in this direction. Now, this is the circuit where I have shown the distribution of current also. Now, if we will start from F and go along A, F to A there is a current I, A to B there is also the current I, that means FAB is called a branch. As there is no change in current, current remains same in this part. So first branch which I am going to write here is FAB. This is the branch. Again, if I will see this one, current is I1 flowing from B to F. This is also the branch, BF, as it remains same. Here, from B to E, again the current is same and is I2, so BF is also the branch. B to C, current is I3. C to D, current is again I3. D to E, current is again I3. So in this case, B, C, D, E is also the branch. B, C, D, E is also the branch. E, F is also the branch. Whether you will take this as a branch or not, because we can say it's a connecting wire, potential at this point will be same. You cannot take this also as the branch. Later on we will discuss this. So here FAB is the branch, BF is the branch, BF is the branch, BE is also the branch, BCDE, BCDE is also the branch. So these are the branches in this electrical circuit. Now let us talk about the junction. As I told you, junction is the point in this circuit where more than two branches will meet. More than two branches. Here at point A, there are no three branches or more than two, so this is not the junction. But at point B, this is the branch, this is the branch, this is the branch, this is the branch. Four branches are meeting here, so B is here called the junction. C is not the junction, as we have discussed here at A. D is not the junction, but at E, we are seeing that three branches are meeting, so E is also the junction. Now at F, one branch here, another one here, another one here, so F is also the junction. But A is not the junction, C is not the junction, D is not the junction. So junctions are B, E and F. Now let us talk about the loop, closed loop. Talking about the closed loop, let us start from point A. If we are going to start from point A and move along the circuit and reach again point A, then we are saying that we are moving in a loop, closed loop. For example, when I will start from here, when I am going from A to B, then from B to F, and then F to A, we can call this as a loop, closed loop. So here closed loops are number one, A, B, F, A. Where you will start, again you have to reach there, irrespective of the path followed. Next loop will be, let us again start from A. A, one can go from A to B, B to E, E to F, F to A. So this is also the loop. A, B, E, F, A. A, B, E, F, A. Again, start from A, go along B, then to C, then to D, then to E, then to F, then to A. This is also the loop. A, B, C, D, E, F, A. You can have the loop like this also, from B to C to D to E to B. This is also the closed loop. You can have the closed loop starting from B to E, then to F, and from F to B. These are called the loops in an electrical circuit. Here, as I have told you. Now, this rule, that is second law, Kirchhoff's second law, is applicable to closed loops, whereas Kirchhoff's current law is applicable to junctions only. Sometimes we are calling Kirchhoff's current law as junction rule also, and this as loop rule also. Now let us see the same law, second law, in case of an electrical circuit. Let us consider an electrical circuit like this. Say this is A, B, C, D. Let us suppose that this is resistor R1, this is a cell of EMF E1, R2, cell of EMF E2, R3, cell of EMF E3, and R4. Let us suppose that in this branch, I am calling this as branch because we can have the circuit here, branches here also, but I am taking a part of the this is part of the electrical circuit. You can have the circuit here also, connected to this. Now I am taking only one closed loop of any electrical circuit like this. Let us suppose that in this branch AB, a current of I1 is flowing like this from A to B. In this branch BC, let us suppose that I2 is the current flowing from C to B. In the branch CD, let us suppose that I3 current is flowing as shown, and in the branch AD, I4 current is flowing as shown. I have taken the directions of current randomly. You can have any direction of current. If at the end you will have the positive sign of the current, then your direction is correct. If you will get the negative direction of the current, then your direction is opposite to what you have assumed. Here, while applying the Kirchhoff's voltage law, which states that algebraic sum of all the EMFs plus the product of current and resistances in a closed loop is 0, means algebraic sum of all the EMFs plus algebraic sum of current and resistances in a closed loop is equal to 0. While applying this in this closed loop, consider the closed loop A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A. Let us start from A and first of all give the sign conventions at every point, that is at each resistor and each cell. Then apply this equation to to this closed loop, we will have the equation for this circuit. Here, as I told you, here the current through resistor R1 is entering at this point. I will take this point as positive. Here the current is leaving. I will call this as negative. This point positive, negative. Here the current. Let us talk about this battery, negative terminal. This is the positive. Here current enters. I will take this as positive. Current leaves here. I will take this as negative. Here negative. This one is positive. Current positive and leaves here. I will take this as negative. Here current enters at this point, I will take this as positive, and here the current leaves, I will take this point as negative. Now while applying the KVL into the loop A, B, C, D, A, you have to follow the same pattern. You have to move from A to B, B to C, C to D, D to A while applying KVL. Remember this thing, it is very important. Don't move from A to D, D to C, C to B, B to A, or A to B, then from C to B. No. You have to follow this A to B, B to C, C to D, D to A. That means you have to move like this A to B, then B to C, then C to D, and again you have to reach to point A and B to A. While moving like this, let us start from A to B. While moving, we will have the resistor first of all. Here the drop is I1 R1. Drop in this resistor, how much current is flowing through it and what is its resistance. Product of the two by Ohm's law will give you the voltage drop here, I1 R1. This is the voltage drop here. Now this voltage drop is taken as positive or negative? We have to take it as negative because you are moving from high potential to low potential. So I will write here minus I1 R1. Then there is a cell of EMF E1. Again, we are moving from A to B, so we have to move from high potential to low potential. This cell of EMF E1 is also taken as negative because we are moving towards decreasing potential. So this is about AB. Now let us move from B to C. From B to C, again here minus to plus we are moving, so there is increase in potential. I2 R2 will be taken as positive. Plus to minus, decrease in potential, E2 will be taken as negative. Here in the branch CD, here is the positive, negative, I3 R3 will be taken as negative, plus I3 R3. You have to take it as negative as you are moving towards decreasing potential. Here the cell of E3, we are moving negative to positive, so take it as positive, E3. Then in the branch DA, negative to positive you are moving, having current I4, so drop will be positive I4 R4. This sum of EMFs, algebraic sum of EMFs and the product of current and resistances in a closed loop is equal to 0 according to Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now let us write it like this: minus I1 R1 minus I1 R1 minus E1 I2 R2 I2 R2 minus E2 I3 R3 negative minus I3 R3 minus I3 R3 plus E3 plus I4 R4 plus I4 R4 is equal to 0. You can shift the product of I and R which are on the other one side and EMF is on the other side. Let us have here E3 minus E1 minus E2 is equal to I1 R1 plus I3 R3, this one, I3 R3 minus I2 R2 plus I4 R4. Now, from this equation, it is clear that how much EMF is provided to this closed loop will get consumed by the resistors. That means this law is based on the law of conservation of energy. So this is about the Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now let us apply this Kirchhoff's voltage law, what we have seen here, how to apply it. We will apply it to any circuit in order to get the branch currents, in order to get the voltage drops in any part of the electrical circuit, or to get the electrical equivalent resistance of the electrical circuit. Now let's say we will go and solve some numericals on the basis of Kirchhoff's laws. Example. Let us draw an electrical circuit like this. Let us suppose that this is a 10-volt battery, 5-volt battery, 20-volt battery. Here is the resistor of 10 ohm, 5 ohm, 2 ohm, and 10 ohm. This is an electrical circuit consisting of resistors and the EMFs or cells as shown here. Now the question is, find the currents in each branch of the circuit shown in figure. Now to solve this, we are going to apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law and current law in order to have the branch currents. But before going to that, first of all, you can name this circuit as like this: A, B, C, D, E, F. While naming this like this, so then we have the branch E, F, A, B, in which we are interested to find the current. In the branch B, we have to get the current. In the branch B, C, D, E, we have to get the value of current. Now, let us assume that here in this branch, let I1 current is flowing like this. If the current I1 is flowing through this, say it will get divided here. Let us suppose that I2 current goes in this branch and I3 current goes along this branch. I have assumed current is flowing like this irrespective of the batteries used in the circuit. Now let us see the value of I1, I2, I3 as I have assumed the direction of current like this. If I will have the value of I1 as positive, then my direction assumed is correct. If I will have the value of I1 as negative, then the assumed direction which I have assumed is not like this, current is not flowing like this, it is flowing in the opposite direction if I will have the value of I1 as negative. Same is the case here also, same is the case here also. Now, if the currents are flowing like this, we can apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law now in order to get the current is I1, I2 and I3. While doing so, we will consider first of all the loop A, B, E, F, A, where I am going to apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law. So you write apply KVL, apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to loop A, B, E, F, A. A, B, E, F, A. The current is like this. In this branch it is I1, here it is I3, I2 and I3 will join here, and here the current is I2 plus I3. It will go like this and is again equal to I. That means here I2 plus I3 is equal to I. Now apply KVL. First of all, put the sign convention here. Say this is positive, negative, this one is positive, this one is negative, this is positive, negative, negative, positive, like this. So here I am moving from plus to minus. 10 I1, positive, negative. 10 I1, positive, negative. Motion is from A to B, so it is negative. Minus 10 I1. Again from B to E, plus to minus, minus. 2 into I3. 2 into I3. Then plus to minus, minus 5 volt. Here there is no element connected. Now here it is minus to plus, plus 10 volt. Again we have reached to A, so it is equal to 0. This is how I have applied the Kirchhoff's voltage law. Any problem in it? See here, again I am going to repeat this. Start from A, go to B. You are moving from high potential to low, so 10 I1 will be taken as negative. From B to E, here plus to minus, you are moving from high to low potential. 2 I3 will be taken as negative. There is a cell of EMF 5, plus to minus, so you have to take minus 5 volt. Then here in this cell, minus to plus you have to move, which is from low to high potential, so 10 volt will be taken as positive. Or I can write it like this: 10 I1 plus 2 I3, 10 I1 plus 2 I3 is equal to 5. I have shifted these two on the other side. Let us call this as equation 1. Again, apply the KVL to any other loop, say B, C, D, E, B. Apply KVL to loop B, C, D, E, B. We have B to C, plus, minus, minus, plus, minus. B to C, it is 5I2 minus, minus 20. Here it is minus 10I2, 10I2, and here it is plus 5, and here it is plus 2I3, plus 2I3 equal to 0. Or we can solve it. Minus 5I2 minus 10I2 is minus 15I2 plus 2I3, then minus 15, or I will write is equal to 15. I will call this as equation 2. Minus 15I2 plus 2I3 is equal to 15. Again, because we have the three unknowns, I1, I2 and I3, I have to form three equations. But you can do it like this also. If we will assume this current as I1, I only, and here if I will put I1 equal to I, I2 as I minus, let us call this as I1, or I3, I2 I will write I minus I3. I can write it like this also. Don't change it, put it I3. I2 as I minus I3. If this current is I, I2 will be I minus I3, and here it will I3. You can do it like this also, then you have to form only two equations. Or you can form the three equations and solve for I1, I2 and I3. Whatever you like, you can do it like that. Let us change it. It is I1. Instead of I1, I will write I plus twice I3 is equal to 5. Let us call this as first. Here 5I2, 5I sorry, minus 15 I2, instead of I2, I will write I minus I3, I minus I3 plus 2I3 is equal to 15, or minus 15I minus minus plus 15I3 and 2I3, that is 17I3 is equal to 15. I will call this as second. Now you have only two unknowns, I and I3, we can have all the three currents, I1, I2 and I3 in the three branches. Now let us solve these two currents, these two equations, first and second. Now from equation 1 and 2, let us get the value of I3 here from equation 1. I3 can be written like this: 5 minus 10I1, 10I by 2. Let us call this as third. I will substitute this value of I3 in equation second here. So from equation second, minus 15I plus 17 I3, that is 5 minus 10I by 2 is equal to 15, or minus 15I plus 5 sevens are 35, 5 ones are 5 and 3, minus 170I by 2 is equal to 50, or minus 30I plus 85 minus 170I is equal to 30, or minus 30I minus 170I, it is 200 minus 200I, 170 plus 30, 200 is equal to, this is 30 minus 85, let us shift it there, minus 85 plus 30, you will have minus 200I is equal to minus 55, or I here will be equal to 55 by 200, you can have 11 by 40 amperes value for I1. Substitute this value of I in this equation, I3 in third equation, you can have the value of I3. So I3 here will be equal to 5 minus 10 I is 11 by 40 whole divided by 2. The value is 0, 0 will get cancelled. It is 5 minus 11. 5 minus 11 by 2. 5 minus 11 is minus 6 by 2, which is equal to minus 3 amperes. Here we get the sign of I3 as negative. Don't change it, don't write it positive, put it like this. Only thing is, negative sign represents that the direction of I3 is not from B to E, it is from E to B. That is what you can have here. Now, let us see the branch currents now. I1. I1 is equal to I and is equal to 11 by 40. 11 by 40 amperes. Check the calculations also. Now here I2, current in this branch, I2 is I minus I3. I minus I3, I is 11 by 40 minus I3, I3 is minus 3, so it is 11 plus 120 by 40 equal to 131 by 40 amperes. Now I3, its value is minus 3 ampere. So these